Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pope of Greenwich Village launch event. I'm going to be your MC tonight. My name is Jack Heyer with Drew Estate. Drew Estate and Smoke Inn, super excited to collaborate again with an amazing release and an amazing night. So we're going to get to a bunch of the deals. We're going to get to a bunch of the amazing swag that we're going to be raffling off, some new things, some old things that are back again, and some incredible deals with our friends at Smoke Inn. But I don't think it would be even worth talking about unless we get the rest of the gang in here. So I'm going to welcome everybody on one at a time. We're going to start with Mr. Abe DeBabna. Honest Abe. Abe, how are you?
Hey, Jack. Good to be here.
I am so excited, man, for this. It's past overdue. This is something that you must have been hearing about for weeks and years and months. And when are you going to bring the Pope back? When are you going to bring the Pope back?
Hearing, begging, pleading, any form of those verbs will work in that scenario. Yeah.
Now we have a few other people joining us, so I'm going to invite them in, and we have a big guest, but I'm going to save him for last.
We got all stars tonight.
I'm going to save the cleanup hitter for last. So next, we're going to go with Mr. Matt Leitner, who is our wonderful sales expert for this evening. He's also going to be my Vanna White with some of the amazing swag and prizes. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome, Jack. Abe, great to see you guys. Amazed to be here. It's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it, man.
We have on the production side the one and only Alex. I don't know how to say your last name properly. I don't have the right Once we're going to get into the Italian later with the Pope of Greenwich Village, and you're going to smack me around.
Don't even worry about it. 10 years, Abe still doesn't know how to say my last name. So not a big deal. Not a big deal. What's going on?
I'm so thankful for you guys having us and letting me run wild on your guys' Facebook page. I don't know that you agreed to this formally, but thank you for allowing it to happen.
Absolutely.
We also have my compatriot, Ben Pearson, who is going to be waxing poetic about this cigar later. Ben, how the heck are you? So happy to see you tonight.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on the show. It's great to be here with everybody. First kind of thing doing with Smoke Inn and Kiss My Ass here. So it's awesome to be part of this.
I am thrilled you're here. And last but certainly not least, the man of the hour, Mr. Jonathan Drew, founder of Drew Estate, current president, CMO, and just all around good guy. JD, how are you?
What's up, everybody? Great to be here with you guys tonight. Looking forward to this. So many years with Smoke Inn, so many years building our dreams together. Anytime I get to spend, first and foremost, with Abe DeBabna and his team, I always walk away, better. Someone said something to me the other day. They said, "Hey, I saw you on this show I forget which one it was." And they were like, the person you were speaking to really had you elevate your game across the board. And I always say, Abe, it's always good to spend time with you because you elevate everybody, your customer, your consumer, your suppliers, your employees. So it's a big tribute for us to be with you tonight.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And of course, I always love doing stuff like this, and more so with you. You were part of the genesis of this organization. So, I mean, it's a tribute to your early vision and testament on things that evolved, even something, I mean, like our microblend series, which was our 10th rendition of our microblend series. But, we didn't get savvy enough and figure out how to use the microblend series. It took many years. Like I thought of the microbrewing business. So I trademarked this microblend series and didn't put it into use until 2010. But the reality of it is the first real technical microblend, if we talk about it in the sense of something for our shops and proprietary, was the original Ming that we had done, that was all John. It was, they had the subculture program on it. And that I'd like to say is like the Neanderthal of our microblend series, like the first sign of any evolution of what it eventually became, because now the microblend series have become very synonymous with our company when we work together with great companies such as yours to make unique products. And we were both really, really busy. We had talked about it, and we had done a collection set, which I knew would include one of our first 10. And I said, John, we got to do this now. I know we kept going back and forth, but I got this collector set I'm coming out with. Our project has to be in this set. And it was our 10th cigar that was in our microblend set. And it was a big hit. A lot of people liked it. And, we've been hopefully weren't too much of a pain, but we've been trying to get it done again. And time is always everything, but your team were also helping us put this back together and getting this in the hands of guys who are aficionados again all over the country. So thank you to everybody at Drew Estate.
Yeah, and speaking of getting it back into their hands, Alex put the smokein.com link below for the event tonight. So I'm going to go over real quick some of the details, some of the deals. If you haven't gone over to smokein.com/Pope already, Abe's holding it up now. Abe, you might have to ship that one right now because these things are going to fly fast. And throughout the night, we're going to go over kind of what the deals are. But first things first, if you want to buy the Pope of Greenwich Village, you're going to be entered into a raffle for a mega standing ashtray, a Drew Estate mega standing ashtray. So one raffle ticket for each pack that you buy. The next thing is we have some amazing Herrera Esteli box deals. So if you want to pick up some Herrera Esteli, we have a box deal for that. We have a Herrera kit, a Herrera ashtray, which is all pictured there, Herrera Habano Toro, VOTL Corona Gorda, and then you get 4 raffle tickets there. And then the next thing is we have an any Drew Estate box deal. So if you buy any Drew Estate box, what you're going to get is also 4 raffle entries. You're going to get a Nica Rustica Brojito and a Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented Toro. So we have all that, and that's not all. Tonight, actually, we also have this is the first ever event we will have featuring the Liga 10 Anniversario.
I didn't know that either.
This is the first time that we've had this at an event. It was just recently announced and released. If you buy any 2 boxes, you get a coffin of Savage Feast, the Liga 10 Anniversario Savage Feast, and 8 raffle tickets. So, how do you put a price on something that's priceless, JD? I don't know. But I actually was a little greedy and decided to light this one up right now. And it's changing some things inside of me. I'm feeling amazing. But let's talk. I want to talk about, we touched on it earlier, the microblend series and this specific cigar. Abe, to your recollection, how did the Pope of Greenwich Village come to be the first go around?
As always, I reached out to John. We had been talking a couple times over those years of trying to get together something. And then when it came time, this is typically my size. So this is the size of cigar I traditionally like to smoke. And we hadn't done a size that I liked. And so I told John, I really wanted to do this size. Can you make something for me? And as far as the name, John's a mastermind when it comes to names and stuff like that. And I had nothing to do with it. I mean, we were bouncing back up. I think I had come up with a couple really bad ideas, which sounded good at the time. But, when you look back on it, it's like when I wanted to name my son, right? We argued about my son's first name. And my wife, I said, look, the way I see names work is eventually when you see somebody, you meet somebody you know for years, that's the only name that sounds right? Like, I have a not common name, Abe, but I couldn't see me being a Steve or a Bob or a Pete, it just doesn't work, right? So, and it's like this with a cigar. I couldn't imagine this being anything other than the Pope of Greenwich Village. And that was all John's really do. And I actually got a question today: is why did John pick that name? And John, probably best if you recall how you came about it, because I remember he called me right away. He's like, "I got it. I know what I'm going to call it." And he said Pope of Greenwich Village. And it was an odd name to me in the beginning, and then now you look back on it, it's like the perfect name for this cigar. That's how I look at life.
Yeah. So couple of things, my brother. Couple of corrections. Minor things, or let's say clarifications, is that size that you like to smoke. Everybody. The beautiful thing about cigars, especially modern day, new world cigars. There's so many different platforms, so many different types of cigars, whether it's infused, whether it's traditional style, others, etc. And the processing, there's such a diverse group, and there's a lot of people who smoke a lot of different sizes. And that size, I argued with the guys in the office. I was like, "Don't do that size." And they were like,
"You did."
I'm telling you right now. And they were like, "Oh, I don't remember who it was, the old crew somewhere." I was like, "Well, do a Robusto, do a 5.5 by 54, 5 by 56, whatever." And you wanted that. So you have a lot of DNA in that cigar as well, because the size really makes a tremendous difference to a blend. And if you know the Bauhaus that we did for Europe, that size is very interesting in Liga Privada, and its blend is unique. And just the slightest difference of the shape from, I think yours is 646, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is humongous difference. Better or worse, it's all in the person who smokes it. But the stick itself is definitely historic between our companies, and just all the different aspects to it. The name for the Pope of Greenwich Village was really a very nostalgic movie that really is a slice of life capture of what it means to just take a step back. You smoke a cigar and you relax a little bit, and you think about whatever it could be. Pope of Greenwich Village, everything Drew Estate does has been larger than life. We've always tried to just be like in the way graffiti is, Abe, in terms of getting up on the wall. Like, you're up on the wall, you put your words up on the wall, you keep it up there until it gets covered over and you enjoy the ride. And this brand, this cigar, when I think about just something that's so out of left field and so different, I always talk about a first album, the Ramones, first album Rolling Stones, first album Metallica, first album Run DMC, whatever, that rawness to it. Pope of Greenwich Village is a very earnest cigar. It's very deeply important for Drew Estate, because you're such an important person, not just in cigars, but in the world. You're a great human being. You come from good family, and I love your parents. I haven't seen them. How's your mom and dad?
They're doing good, actually. You'll see my dad oh no, you guys won't. You won't be there. I thought you'd be. My dad's actually going to the trade show with me this year.
So listen, I want to see them. I just want to say this: for the first time, I'm doing something new with one of my events, virtual events. Something I was thinking about. There's a dude who I'm going to bring on today. He's a very good friend of mine, a very important person at our company at Drew Estate. He's a territory manager. He's a guy who I really we have a history together. Maybe we'll talk about it, whatever, of everything. And I wanted him. He's a known Chicago smoker. People love him. Ben Pearson, thank you for coming today and doing really the first cigar review that we're doing on a JD event. So you're going to do Pope of Greenwich Village, right?
We got the Pope, man. So yeah, thanks for having me on. As John alluded to, territory manager at Drew Estate. Been here. It's been 9 years, John. It just still kind of blows me away that it's been 9 years. You pulled me out of a shop in Chicago. We started to develop our relationship early, and I couldn't be happier to be part of this team. So like I said, we are talking about the Pope tonight, man. This thing, I love the size. I am very happy that Abe got his way and didn't listen to you for once. This size is outstanding. That 6x40, dude, it's that Petit Lancero. This cigar speaks to me. I'm a thinner ring gauge smoker. I've always appreciated that little bit thinner size. You get that little bit more punch out of the wrapper. This has that San Andreas Maduro, which we all love at Drew Estate. It's something we utilize quite a bit. We've also got that stock cut Habano grown in Connecticut that everybody also knows is, on that T52. So you throw in a little bit of that spice. But then you throw that Mata Fina in the filler with that Nicaraguan dude. This cigar delivers that graham cracker, that caramel, a little bit of that baker's chocolate, and that deep coffee. Listen, I'm not going to throw 32 fucking flavor descriptions at you. That's not how I review cigars. This is what I taste in this thing. It delivers. I won't call it an overly spicy stick. It's really the spice comes out through that retrohale. And if you guys aren't retrohaling, you're missing out on a big part of the cigar experience. So again, guys, anybody likes that, undercrown style cigar, that little more medium to full, rich, earthy, that cocoa, that chocolate, that caramel, this is that stick.
Now, Ben, what part of Chicago, are you originally from Chicago?
So I'm actually out by the Rockford area is where I grew up.
Yeah.
I lived in the city up until about 3 years ago and got tired of getting shot at, so it was time to move to the suburbs. So I'm out in the suburbs now, and I cover all of Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, and St. Louis. So I'm all over the Midwest.
I'll be up that way in October. I have to go. That's my hometown, so I have to go for a wedding. So maybe I'll ping you, see where you're at.
I'm around, man. Hit me up. It'd be great to meet with you. It's been a while.
Absolutely. So now, do you do reviews regularly? Because we know you're territory manager, but I
used to. So when John pulled me out of the shop, I was kind of one of the early internet blogger reviewers, kind of doing my own thing on that end. So, joining the manufacturing side, you kind of put that aside. I'm not really doing reviews now, but John approached me last year to start kind of getting back into it, to start, looking at cigars that way again for him. So it's been really a nice return for me to start examining cigars, really kind of going back to my roots of really being a tobacco lover, really breaking down a cigar, understanding what's delivering what into that blend. It's a big part of what brought me to tobacco and Drew Estate was experiencing the factory and how we look at tobacco, how we work with tobacco. Because at the end of the day, I'm a tobacco guy. This is what I love doing. And getting to work with this kind of stuff, getting to smoke and experience these cigars, man, it's the best.
Now I'll ask some of the others that are smoking. Alex, what do you think of your Pope? And have you had the Pope previous?
Yes, I have, and that was my first thought. This is not the first one I smoked. I got to test some, but my first thoughts were, this is the Pope as I remember it. Nothing has changed. It doesn't taste any different. It doesn't burn any different. This is exactly the Pope that I remember that originally came out. There is nothing different about this re-release.
Matt, what are you thinking so far?
Yeah, absolutely. What Ben was saying is absolutely true. I taste the cocoa in it. Not as much of the spice because I don't retrohale quite as much as he does, but I do get it when I do retrohale.
Come on.
I do get it when you retrohale. And Alex has this right on the nose. I smoked the original when I first started working with Drew Estate and visiting smoking stores. And it's a fantastic blend. I'm really excited that it came back, and I'm happy that we could, supply chain could get this going in the right time and get it to you guys out there and get a chance for everybody to try it again.
I will say, you guys at Smokin' are the best in the business because we're getting comments left and right about their orders are already processed. People are already, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them are getting delivered by the time the show is over. You guys,
they will be. The shipping guys are still here, man. They're here ready to crank it out.
You guys, so Abe, I'll let you go last with your review of the Return of the Pope, which sounds like a great name of a movie, by the way. If we're talking movie titles,
sequel.
Did you want me to go? Is that
yeah,
what
go
you're
for it.
Sorry.
What are you thinking?
Look, like Jonathan said, this out of all our micro blend projects that we've done over the years, which I think we're up to 16 or 17 now. This was the only one that I really designed for my size. And this is spot on like the original Pope, because that's always my fear. We've only redone a mic. This is the third time we've ever redone a microblend in our history, and it probably would have been sooner. It was just a matter of getting the timing done, but this is the only third time we've ever redone a microblend, and that's always a fear when you're doing this, because when you have something you hit it out of the park, you're very concerned, and nothing to be concerned about. This thing is out of the park, and because it's a size, and I was trying to be courteous because I do remember John literally trying to talk me out of this size. I wasn't going to say it, but John told it the way it is. But yeah, he literally says, don't do that size. Don't do that size. And
We might.
Well,
We
you know
might.
what? You know, I just wanted to say something I thought that was interesting is Drew Estate, when we started, I slept in Abe's house for a year, 2002. I did the split up thing. I'd only stayed there. Abe, you remember, I got an apartment in West Palm near you. We never unpacked my stuff. It was all still packed up when I left. And I moved in your house and I sleep there, you know. And one thing that I learned, you know, a lot about Abe and why we're such good friends, I think will always be, you know, a boutique. People talk about a boutique brands or boutique cigar companies. And it's interesting because I'm here out here in the Hamptons right now, and there's boutiques going Sag Harbor, Southampton, East Hampton, Montauk Point, all sorts of boutiques. And you know, a brand like this, a special cigar, you know what, how boutique this is? I'll just give you an idea. When you think about our brands, whether it's Acid, Tabac, Liga, Underground, Herrera Esteli, Tabac Especial, Java, whatever, all these brands, Liga Privada, Underground, they all have full extensions to them and built out pieces to them. This one, it's really very, very unique because it's really just the name of the product is really Pope Greenwich Village and it stands alone. It's like an artist does a print and 3 prints. Each print could be worth $3,000, $5,000 because there's only 3. But when you do a unique original, that's might be worth $30,000 or $25,000 because it's a one of one size. You get the blend. That's it. So I think that, you know, those are the kind of things that we were able to maintain our boutique qualities by brands like this and by relationships, partnerships like this with you. You know, it keeps our soul alive at Drew Estate. It keeps us, you know, things like this is what keeps us boutique and why, you know, early on, those principles of boutique, of special, of something signifying a historic moment, a special moment of you and your dad together, you and your brother, a great day, or a regular ritualistic day. That's the kind of thing where Drew Estate, if we're in your body zone, if we're in the zone, like boom, we really, I think at this point, the truth is, you know, a company, brands like this are incredibly important. And I just really always can't thank you enough for, you know, for this partnership and everything else. And Ben, I really appreciate also you coming to the show and doing this as well as Matt Leitner and Alex and everybody.
No,
Yes.
it's a fun night, man. I love getting back into talking about cigars in this way. And I think it's, you know, we've been doing so many of these virtual things and it's kind of got me back to this. And, you know, this is just another expression of it. And it's, you know, people are going to dig this cigar. If they haven't smoked the original Pope, you know, this thing, grab them while you can, because again, these aren't going to stick around for very long.
And I've been told that there was a Comcast outage at Smokin' HQ. So guess what? It's a Drew Estate takeover. We get to go. We get to go crazy. Yeah. It's now, John. This is just like when you got the apartment in Palm Beach. Now we've moved into Abe's house and we're here to stay. So what do you guys want to talk about? Matt, the Islanders had a great game last night. No, I'm just kidding. We'll keep it to cigars. But JD, I want to talk. We have a couple New Yorkers in the house tonight, and I want to talk about, you know, that attitude that the Pope of Greenwich Village has. What is Greenwich Village? What is that? I mean, besides the movie, we know it's a film, but how does this project kind of amplify that New York attitude?
No, I think that it's pretty self-apparent, you know, and people who, a lot of Smoking's customers, some of them love Drew Estate, some of them don't. They like other stuff. Everybody's smoking good cigars right now. There's good cigars being produced in Nicaragua, not just Drew Estate. All of the companies there, Perdomo, Padron, Oliva, everybody. See, the tobacco is really good. You know, I think the show, what was really nice about it is with Abe, you know, they have a huge selection of Drew Estate stuff. He has just always been supportive, probably has every size or close to every size we do or everything. And he's also represents Nicaragua nicely, which is really a big deal to me. It's something Drew Estate's always been about. I talk about it a lot because, you know, at your factory, cousin of your head of your Bonchero or one of your Boncheros, your Rose, are all working at the next factory. Everybody's interrelated. So, the strength of Nicaragua is something also we were talking a lot about. What happened with their shit?
It seems like they had a Comcast outage locally, so they're both in the same office. So we're just gonna keep rolling. Why not? We're live. The people are live, and they're getting some Pope. I have gotten some questions so far, so we don't have the graphics, but I'm gonna go over the deals again. So there is a raffle at the end of this. We're gonna be raffling at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be raffling a Drew Estate Mega Standing Ashtray. And if you haven't seen these, they're incredible. They're like 4 feet tall. So every time you buy a bundle of Pope, you get 1 ticket for the raffle. We also have Herrera Esteli box specials. So if you buy a box of any Herrera Esteli cigars, you get a Herrera Esteli kit, which Matt has. You get a Herrera Esteli melamine ashtray. You get a Herrera Esteli Habano Toro. And you get a BOTL Corona Gorda, and as well as 4 tickets for the raffle. Any Drew Estate box that you buy, you get 1 Pappy Barrel Fermented Toro. You get 1 Nica Rustica Broadleaf, and you get 4 tickets. Now, this event is double special because it is a Savage Feast event, and it's the first one we've had ever. And the Savage Feast, for those that don't know, is it's a Liga 10 Anniversario in a feral flying pig size. So, JD, I've talked about this with you a couple of times, but I want you to tell the people, because this is real now. This is the first time people are going to be able to buy 2 boxes of any Drew Estate cigar, and they get this as well as 8 raffle tickets. So you can go crazy, and these people can finally get the Liga 10 Anniversario Savage Feast. So talk about this cigar, JD.
Yeah, the Savage Feast is cool. Joey, Willie, Fawn, those guys really put that together for my event product, for my event cigar. It's something that, for me, Jack, the Liga 10 brand is just really significant. It was the first time, it was one of the first Liga that Willie blended of the Liga Privada brand. So there was a big special moment right there, because a lot of people said, oh, he wouldn't be able to, Liga Privada, Willie can't do it. But guess what? He did a great job. He did a great job. And not only did he deliver with the Liga 10, but he delivered with the Liga Privada H99. So what he did was he really celebrated the hybrid. That's what that product's really about. When you think of Liga Privada and you look at Liga Privada's development over the last 10 years, what you really see is we started with the broadleaf, the 9. We moved to the Habano Seed in the Connecticut River Valley, the T52. We did some Unico to have fun, flying pig, feral flying pig, papa frita, all that kind of shit. L40, I forget if L40's in or not. Long story short, from there, we had done so much work with different rappers around the world: Brazil, Nicaragua, Honduras, Dominican Republic, everywhere.
What did I miss? I'm back.
Oh, nothing.
We're working on a DE takeover for real.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. You can. Hey, if you need to grab like a sandwich or something, we got this, man. You guys are working so hard shipping these out. We can handle the event. It's no problem. So we were just talking about and answering some fan questions as we wait to get Abe back in. Now, something else that Smoke Inn has available is the Undercrown 10. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have that on the site right now. JD, talk a little bit about the Undercrown 10 and why people should be clamoring to get their hands on that bad boy.
Well, I'll talk about 10 first. Ben, you've been smoking 10s. You've been
nonstop.
All right, so
dude, this cigar, it's everything it needed to be. It takes Undercrown and elevates it to that super premium level. This cigar delivers. The Liga Privada smoker needs to go buy Undercrown 10. I don't care if you're not an Undercrown guy, if you're just a Liga guy, because those guys are out there. This is the one you need to smoke. This thing it's rich, it's full, it's that Mexican hot chocolate spice. I can't stop smoking them. And we just got our samples in. I finally got to try all the sizes. Here's my personal opinion. The Robusto is where it's at. I love them all, but that 5x50 Robusto, because most of our Robustos are a little bit thicker than that. So this goes very classic Robusto size with that 50 ring gauge. So you get a little more pop behind it. This blend, like I said, I'm such a fan of this thing. I'm obviously a little biased. Listen, I'm part of Drew Estate here, but I don't always get this excited about a new cigar. This one, every time I walk to my humidor, it's what I want to smoke. I really hope people like this as much as we do internally, because it's a really special cigar for us. I mean, Undercrown was a game-changing product for Drew Estate. It really brought that cigar to everybody where we couldn't do it with Liga Privada. And this just takes that to the next level.
Speaking of which, one of the things, Jack, that really, one of the things I learned in Hoyt, Nicaragua, we've been working with them now over 10 years. And a lot of our head of staff, like Yesenia, Yesenia's mother, and you guys know Yesenia is the head of our tobacco areas and all our stuff there. And the head of the production worked at Hoya de Nicaragua before us, Luis, and probably the number 2 guy as well, Joel, on the production floor. And really, there he is. Look at that. It's back.
I think our Wi-Fi is back up, Abe. So you may be able to.
It's back up.
We're working through it. We're working through it.
This is the beauty of a live release, Abe. This is what makes it special, huh?
Usually it's the site that crashes. This time it's us.
Yeah, I was gonna say we the site is strong and the Wi-Fi has survived. So JD, continue with some of on the production side, some of the people that have gone into Underground 10.
No, I like tonight that we've talked about tobacco a lot. I actually find it really rewarding and refreshing. And I think that what I had learned, I was saying at Hoya de Nicaragua about when you make a Hoya de Nicaragua Antaño and the dark Corojo. The dark Corojo is different. It's that ligerón. It's the heaviest ligero, seco viso ligero. But you go, all right, Maria, we're going to move this tobacco right here. That's the thickest leaf. And boom, that they called it ligerón. And one day I was like, what'd you call it? It's like el gallo mas gallo. The chicken, the rooster, who's the strongest rooster is el gallo mas gallo. I'm not a rooster fighter or nothing, but theoretically. And what's nice about Underground 10 is that's the thickest wrapper you're going to get out of Mexico. That's the heaviest ligero Mexican San Andreas tobacco. So it's like if you take Mexican San Andreas, anybody out there who likes Mexican San Andreas tobacco, right? And you go, I love it. Think about this. If you had a chance to get the thickest ass leaf that you could select out of the thick leaf. So when you select your thick leaves, go this thick, medium, thinnest. Then go later and take those thick leaves and do another round of the absolute thickest. That is El Gallo Mas Gallo. For me, that is what Underground 10 is, and that really signifies a huge thing from a tobacco side because San Andreas tobacco is a dark tobacco. It's a heavy leaf like Liga Privada number 9 or T52. It's not a bright like an Indonesian or a Connecticut cigar, a Java, Bazuki, none of that. Even the Ecuador Habano is bright. This is a heavy dark leaf tobacco. And I think this is something that's really unprecedented in terms of like El Gallo Mas Gallo, heaviest leaf of Mexican San Andreas. So, for me, I like the leaf aspect of it. I'm fucking yelling and screaming over here and saying, but I don't want to upset the people.
Piss off the neighbors already?
Huh?
Yeah. Just to add on to what Ben and John was saying, I mean, I was just blown away when I first got the chance to try the Underground 10, and I've stuck to mostly Toros because that's always been my favorite size, and the Toro just smoked beautifully, absolutely burn perfect. The flavor is absolutely amazing. Mexican hot chocolate is the perfect description for that cigar, and it was absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited that everybody's going to get out there, get a chance to get it tonight, and they're going to be really amazed by how great that cigar is.
Now, Abe, welcome back. We soldiered through some amazing adversity already. I mean, everything is back on track. Abe, we're talking about, we're talking Underground 10. It's an anniversary year for Underground, but also this is a big anniversary year for not only Drew Estate, but for Smoke Inn. Do you want to talk a little bit about what 2021 is for Smoke Inn?
Well, it is a big anniversary year. I know you guys got your big 25. And it's out in Texas. I'm expecting it to be an incredible event, and it's our 25. And I can't talk much about it, so I won't say much about it. But what I can say, and this will be the first time anybody outside our companies know this, but we are working on a very special project with no other company other than Drew Estate, my brother Jonathan Drew, to make something very special and commemorative for our 25 years of being in this industry. So I am pumped. I am looking forward to that. 2021 is a monumental year for both our organizations, and I couldn't find a better way to commemorate it and celebrate it than to work on an awesome project with John and the whole team over at Drew Estate.
That's a teaser for our Bud Coop. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
That's definitely a Coop teaser there.
Oh, he's typing away already.
Oh, yeah, that's big news. That's going to ricochet. My phone's going to be ringing with all corporate executives asking, was that planned in this? That's so beautiful. Everybody's going to smile, though, I'll tell you that, because That's good. What's the date we're looking at for this? Don't say what it is anymore, though, because you already give a whole shitload of info.
I
When's
didn't
the
give
date?
much. I just said we're working together, and it's going to launch towards the end of this year. Towards the end of the year. November's our traditional anniversary month, but it should drop late November, early December, right time for the holidays. And we're very. This is not only. This has a little more meaning than just my 25th anniversary, and as the news comes out, people understand. But this is going to be an epic project for our company, and like I said, I'm honored and I'm happy, and I couldn't think of anybody better to do it with than my brother John and everybody over at Drew Estate.
Wow, I'm sure that our production team is just thrilled about this right now. And
you said the date. Abe didn't say a date.
That I'll tell you what, for us, it's like so important that people in the industry, true tobacconists. Abe is a great businessman. His family are great business people. So as soon as I met him, when we did Ming together, that was the Neanderthal of Microblend. It was the first one. I put a poster up of Abe, 10-foot poster up of Abe, giant, and it was thick canvas. Maybe 14 feet, went up crazy in the air. And it was huge. And we had him, and there was this Asian girl there with him, and it was a movie poster. Yep. And it said Ming, and it was giant. And I'm eating one day a bagel, and I'm fucking starving. I'm eating a bagel at the Las Vegas on the RTDA show floor, and Abe walks by, and he's like, "Yo, JD." I was like, "Yo, I'm eating a bagel," and he's like, "It went crazy today. People went fucking nuts." And it was great because, Abe hits you with the power blast. I've always said to him, so it's really great when look, the things that we're doing together, Pope of Greenwich Village, what Abe just announced about the 25th year anniversary project that we're going to do together, that we're doing together, is a big deal. And, hey, you know what, man? It's such a privilege. It's such a privilege, Abe, to watch, what you're doing. And when I told you about bringing on Ben, and I knew Matt's a regional guy, one of the heavy top sales guys of the company, great guy, nicest guy. I said, nicest guy in the world. You ain't ever going to meet a dude better than that, Lightner. Never do your dirty. He's great.
Thank you.
And what a pleasure, well, your guys know Alex. I don't know how many people come in from the Drew Estate side or from the smoking side. Probably a lot of similar, same people and stuff. And Jack, I think that a night like this really, there was a time where there was so many new products coming out, where a company like Drew Estate would release 86 products at IPCPR time in the summer, 70, 80, 90 SKUs of products. We've become incredibly refined in the things that we've released over the years. And, now we look at things as like auto, it's gold. And what we've done together has been gold. So, tonight, Abe, they got for you. I was as shocked as shit that tonight was the first night we got Savage Feast.
We didn't know we were gonna. We knew it was included in the deals, but I didn't realize that we were the.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that we were
Savage Feast launch event as well. Yeah.
Jack took care. Oh, shit.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jack fucked it up.
I'll tell you, this thing is smoking unbelievably. I might just smoke both and just be the most selfish guy in the entire world. While we have the opportunity, I'm going to go over the deals again. We're getting some questions, so I want to make sure we have some clarity. At the end of the night, 8:30 Eastern, we're going to have a raffle for the Mega Standing Ashtray. Every bundle of the Pope that you buy gives you one ticket to enter the raffle. So if you want to buy a bundle of Pope, you get a ticket into the raffle. If you want to buy two bundles, knock yourself out, you get two tickets. We also have a Herrera Esteli box deal. So if you buy any box of Herrera Esteli, you're going to get a Herrera Esteli kit. You're going to get a Herrera Esteli ashtray. You're going to get a Herrera Esteli Habano Toro, a BOTL Corona Gorda, and 4 raffle tickets. Now we have a Drew Estate box deal as well. Any Drew Estate box you buy, Pappy Barrel Fermented Toro, Nica Rustica Broadleaf, 4 tickets, and then finally 2 boxes of Drew Estate cigars. You get a 2-count coffin of the Savage Feast. And sorry, Alex, I'm ripping through these.
Ripping through. It's all right. I'll keep up with you.
I'm ripping through these on you, but that gets you 8 tickets. So, it's almost, if you don't buy 2 boxes, it's almost like you're cheating yourself of, two incredibly limited cigars. These are only going to be available at JD events. So that's the only way to get them, is a night like tonight this year. And I get you 8 tickets for the raffle. So, Abe, I want to get back to you. Sorry to cut you off.
No, never a problem, brother. I don't want to sound unretailer, as a non-retailer right now, but I'm really hoping we don't sell out of those Savage Feasts.
I was just going to say, I literally was just going to say, I'm a little disappointed. I feel like we're going to sell out, and we're not going to get.
We're not going to get any smoke.
It's a 2-pack. But
Yeah,
I'll save this one. I'll save this one, and you guys can share it.
We'll cut it
I'm just
off.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Abe will get it. But we'll take care of you guys.
I got you guys.
Yeah, I'll buy a couple boxes. I'll set some aside for you guys. This thing is a beauty, and I actually have a bartender delivering me a nice Bud Light seltzer. It's a drink fit for a Liga 10 Savage Feast. So I wanted to talk to you guys, and not to go too deep down the nostalgia well, but Abe, you at Smokin' are one of our greatest partners at Drew Estate, and I just think it's so perfect that both of us, our companies, like I was there the whole time, but Drew Estate and Smokin' would celebrate that 25th anniversary together. So I want you guys to kind of talk about your relationship over the years and the last 25 years of working together.
You want to start, JD?
You start, Holmes. I've been talking the whole time.
I mean, look, 25 years is a long conceptual time. I was just talking with somebody else to it. I mean, it's longer than a lot of my employees have been on the earth. To say that we've been doing something for 25 years is a quarter of a century. It's a long span, and it sounds quicker. And I remember placing my opening Drew Estate order at the trade show, and Jonathan was actually the person who took my order. He did. Correct. I didn't know nothing about the brand. I heard people talking about it. We were a young store, and I said, let me bring this brand in, and I didn't know nothing about it. So Jonathan literally took the time, and I really didn't know much about John or the company at the time. But he looked at the time, walked me through what the lines meant, said, you really should get this one. I remember he was really pushing Extraordinary Larry, which was the size that eventually we used for Ming,
Cameroon
yeah,
rapper.
Absolutely. But so we walked through it, and we placed our opening order, and then there was the infamous story of John getting into it with somebody outside of one of their events. Because Drew Estate's always been known to, especially from day one, throwing these epic trade show parties, like epic, right? Always. And I'm going to my first Drew Estate trade show party, and I literally get out of the cab, and John's like head to head facing with a guy, and they're yelling and screaming. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just walking up, and I literally walk up and just stand behind him. I literally don't know. And John didn't even know I was there. And this is going on, and the guy calms down and whatever. And he turns around, he sees me. He's like, "Oh, big boy, when'd you get here?" I'm like, "I don't know. We just got out of the cab. I'm waiting to see what was going on." And we kind of laughed about it. We had a good time. And I think that was kind of like the spark of our friendship. And then John would visit us always in the store. He got to know our clients. We played poker many times in the shop. A lot of poker in the shop. He became friends with my wife. And we just became part of the family, and it's been a great ride for us to even watch what happened with Drew Estate. I remember when they were building the factory, the struggles they were going through, the stress they were going through, building this just ginormous factory for them at the time, and just to see where we both are today. It's nice to say that we both got to enjoy fruits of our hard work. So this is a great year for us. Like I said, 25 with Drew Estate, and to be able to work with John and Drew Estate to do something special for this epic year. I couldn't have wrote it in a book better.
Wow, Abe. It's really great. The other day I did a hour or something show with Carlito Fuente, and Jose Blanco, and Mirafel. And it was very, very special. And I was like, wow, what a great, group of people. And tonight, this is really about smoking and you, and just spending time with you. It really, we can really get into the history of tobacco. The different brands that were just magical different times, even other than Drew Estate, and just really looking back nostalgically to be able to know about tobacco right now. Really having great tobacco. It's a scarce crop. It's an incredible materials that are around the world. You have to be set up globally to buy it. And, the more I'm realizing, Abe, that customers are becoming more knowledgeable. It's incredible, and more choosy and picky. I was saying earlier, you have a great selection of all Nicaraguan tobaccos at your operation at Smoke Inn, not just Drew Estate. And that, we're a big proponent of that. I'm looking forward to coming back to the Nicaraguan Cigar Festival. We have our Barnes Smokers coming up. We have 3 Barnes Smokers. Some of them sold out. The other one's close to it, which is really cool. It's almost 1,000 people at each.
That's
and
awesome.
That's coming up. Yeah. We have the Drew Estate 25 show, which is really incredibly game changing, because it's really the first time that I know of where a major company is releasing all of their new brands live in front of all their consumers, thousands of people potentially at this event in Texas that you mentioned, DE25. So that's a big deal, that we'll be bringing all of our new products out that we worked for years. At this point, you can't do a brand a year in advance. Those days are over. When you're a tiny company, I always say, look, we're a boutique company. Look at Pope Greenwich Village. On the other hand, we're not. We're also this giant, really big. I think we're the biggest in the world, Abe. I was told recently that 41% of all the cigars made in Cuba. If you took all those factories, the Partagas, Cohiba, all of them together, we make 41%, basically half of what Cuba makes a day. And then that would make us, I've been arguing that we've been the biggest factory in the world for a number of years now. People, my boss says, no, you're wrong. So I can't even authorize the shit. But I think now we're doing over 250,000 cigars a day. It's a really humongous operation. And it's just fortified with incredible fortresses of beautiful, master works and deep tobacco inventories, buildings that are unbelievable. It's really grown, Abe, in Nicaragua to be just a magical place, and just also an industrial, beautiful, really almost like a city over there at Drew Estate in Nicaragua. All the factories that are all clustered together that we've built up when Cigar Safari season starts. And people start coming to see Drew Estate 1, they've been to. People have been to Drew Estate 2. That's 168,000 square feet between the two. 160, it's almost 2 football fields. Then you got Subculture Studios, Cigar Safari. Now the new 3, and then Drew Estate 4. So for all of you who have been to Nicaragua, thousands and thousands of people with Drew Estate and Cigar Safari, when you come back next time, you'll see a whole new side of Drew Estate, and how our neighborhood, Oscar Gomez Dos, which is part of Oscar Gomez in the Barrio Rosario, part of it, right off of Central Esteli. That's our city. We're the second biggest city in the country, in Nicaragua. So I think that your customers, I like, we always keep them, having fun and stuff, but it's also really good for us as a company just to always remind people in our 25th year of our true heart of our business is in Nicaragua. Nicaragua is where we make our cigars. That is our plant. That is our facility. And, we've moved throughout the years from a cult brand to just a cool bunch of dudes doing the New York thing, the graffiti, the hip hop, the factory's dope, everything's fly, the cigars, people are like, I can't believe you made this. How did you do it? From a cult brand to a trust brand, to a brand with people like Drew Estate status. That's it, like that. So it's very difficult, and that's why through being able to express ourselves still as having the artistry. Subculture Studios is in full effect, 52 full-time graffiti artists. Not we do that on the weekend. We've had 50 graffiti artists for 18 years, 20 years or something, of 50 full-time graffiti artists every day creating graffiti and art and all the things that blend into, look at Nica Rustica. this year, you really see a lot of that, and it's really about expression because a lot of that stuff, Abe, comes from Puerto Rico and from the islands where you see all the little houses. Whether you go on vacation, you see all those little pink houses, all those little yellow houses, and you see them in those Caribbean villages, and how we really transcend that. And a lot of the new products that we're working on really not new that's coming out, this and that, will, however the words are, the products that we got that are relaunched, launched, all this other shit, I don't know, is really dope. And at this point, you know, the materials is good. So we're really glad to participate with all of your stuff. And
what a long way. What a long way that was from the first
Abe,
little. Yeah,
I'm ready for you. I got some nostalgia to share whenever you're ready.
I will. What a long way to talk about from the first factory, which I think it was the Perdomo old factory, where you were literally sleeping in Nicaragua, building the company from scratch, to look where it's at today. I mean, mind-boggling, man. It really is. It's amazing, and it's a testament. And, you know, I know the years that you struggled and you slept down there and you were living there, building it, because I know that feeling. And I think that's a testament to success. And I just want to clear up for Kevin Shahan, because he's asking me about the year. He's asking us about the year that you were living with me. Kevin, he didn't live with me straight for a year. Jonathan.
Yes, I did, pretty much.
He rented a nice condo that he never moved into.
How many nights did I sleep at the condo, Abe?
No, you didn't sleep any. But
no, I'm asking you just a simple question.
Not one. Not
How
one.
many? How many?
Not one.
Where did I sleep?
What was that?
Where did I sleep?
You slept at our house when you weren't traveling. So you were there constantly for a year. Jonathan would go do business. When he would come back to his base, he'd end up staying with us. So he wasn't there for a year straight. But over the course of the year, anytime he was in Florida, he stayed with us. And no, he never got annoying. We had a lot of fun during that year. Actually, it was a lot of fun.
It was a great year.
I think we mindstormed a lot of crazy ideas that year. I think that's where the Blend Your Own. Do you remember Blend Your Own?
Of course, I remember Blenciana, Adriana, the whole entire project. When we sent you the tobaccos, you're yelling at me because they were always drying out, screaming at me, having Marvin scream. Everybody was screaming at me. Everybody. Because what was it called? Manage your own blend?
Blend your own. Blend your own. BYO. We built this huge wooden cabinet that stored all these various tobaccos that Jonathan sent us down. Yes, and one of the workers who we're still friends with, we're still friends with her. She used to come down for 4 months at a time and then go back and would roll cigars all day in the shop. And we did that for about 2 or 3 years until it kind of fizzled out and Adriana kind of got tired of the travel and
you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. And you were good at it. You were great at it.
It was fun. It was fun. I got to be a little like mini manufacturer for a few years, and customers had their own cards. So they kept track of which tobaccos they used, so they got to experiment, and they liked it. She would just roll them for them as they wanted it. It was a very innovative idea for way too early in my career, I think, but it was cool.
Yes, and we're going to talk more about that. That's an interesting factor. So I love that the nostalgic pieces of it were always built in Abe. I can tell when we speak innovation were always part of our moments, because whether it was about digital technology, whether it was about different types of services and everything else, I think that it's just interesting to watch the guy who was new to the industry on the retail side, never without confidence in himself, and with always his customers first. Now you're teaching and leading, the industry with so many different things. It's really powerful. And that's why I think that as we have some of the guys on with us tonight, it's next generation, real, important people and leaders in both of our organizations. And for me, it's very, it's heartwarming. And I just tell you, Abe, at all times, some of the dinners that you've done, where I forget where the hell we were. We did one for Old Man Padron one night. Was awesome.
That was Rachel's.
That was Rachel's. One of the best nights of my life was celebrating Jose Orlando Padron with you. And they made you that special 6x60, which is funny, because who made you the 6x60 before Padron?
The Ming. Speaking of the Ming.
Interesting. You got a 660 from the. What's up?
Speaking,
Another pre-micro blend? Or was that the first micro blend?
the Ming was the first micro. I mean, technically, the first micro blend officially after we trademarked
Was
and had the
Anarchy.
name was Anarchy. But the Ming
a
poster
great
that
release.
Jonathan was talking about earlier in the
Great
story, so
release.
you know, I've had framed for years. It still sits in our first location, smoking
Let's see
location.
it.
I had to call the manager. It's not a good
Yes.
photo, but
Yes.
it's hanging in the
Wow.
store. There
Wow,
it
how
is.
big is
That's
that?
wild.
That's
How
a
big
huge
is that?
piece. That's not
That's
the
10
canvas.
feet?
That's not the canvas. That was a framed poster that was made. The canvas is huge. It's
Yeah, you see the top, it says Ming across, and then below is a giant M. It looks like almost a claw. Then you got Honest Abe. He's pissed off. He's doing something. Somebody's bothering the shit out of him. He's thinking he's coming up with a master power blast.
that's what he called it. The
This
power
chick
blast.
who's in the picture was
She's like 6'4".
6 foot tall.
Yeah,
She's
she's
a-
tall. That was a tall
I
girl.
think she was like Korean and African American or something, and she was just a tall person next to Abe's huge guy. It was interesting, and we had put the poster together. And I called Abe. I said, "You're going to see something today." What I did was, if you read really, if your cameraman could get in, he could read actually who the producer is, who the
Yes.
director, and we did this at a very early
it's on there.
stage. So there was
I'm
a
going
lot
to
of
see if I can find a clean graphic, but yeah.
Yeah, but either way, you can imagine it, right? And the Ming was an acid, right? It was an acid 6x60, and it came in a 10-count box. It was a Cameroon version of the Maduro Larry.
Yep.
Extraordinary Larry. We still do Extraordinary Larry?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're shipping it?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
No shit. Look at that, Abe. Sometimes I fucking forget or lose a SKU or 10. You understand? There's just so many. It's fucking. It's been an unbelievable ride to have created so many different types of blends, so many all types of blends that people are just the variety of shit that we've made throughout the years is just really a testament to being able to say, yo, sometimes we're going to jump to a country, Brazil. I'll talk about Mata Sol, Mata Norte, Mata Piraca, Mata Fina. Why are you going to pick on Mata Fina? How thick it is, how it cures, the pilon, the story behind it. The old man who's talking to him, he's like, yo, this is my father's tobacco from this land. I think it's really, really, really important that we preserve, and I think Drew Estate is that's a foremost of preserving the culture, which is separate from the business. And we talk about it a lot, and I think tonight was a blessing because you, Abe, the Babina, and Smoke In, I was talking to Lavonda. She said, hey, whose voice, Abe?
That's Lou Rothman. That's Lou Rothman.
I was talking to Lavonda. Hang on, give me a true. And she said, I want you.
Alex is laughing because he's gotten to meet him, but I heard this impression because Jonathan, I was talking to Lou the other day, and anytime Jonathan would say I was talking to Lou and he would tell you what Lou said, that's the voice he'd use. And this is like years before I ever got to meet Lou, but that is Lou spot on.
He was the 800-pound gorilla. This guy ran 80% of the cigar business. He was a legend. He was a king of kings in terms of premium cigars. His rise was early on with forget what company it is for a moment, but they worked with Vilazon, who made Puerto Monterrey and Punch in Honduras prior to getting purchased by General Cigar Company, which then was a whole nother story. And it's great that we got to share some moments throughout tobacco history as things really evolved and Nicaragua became part of the movement, and really became bigger than Cuba, bigger than Dominican Republic, and became the biggest in the country in producing tobacco, selling cigars, making cigars, shipping cigars in the world. And it's just that combination, Abe, of personality that's there and drive, and everybody pushed each other. It was very interesting. A story could be written. From my perspective, I got a story in my head about Nicaragua through my experience with Old Man Padron and through my whole time there. And what you see is the result now, early Olivas, beautiful families making incredible cigars. So we're really blessed to be able to continue keeping our tradition and what's true to Drew Estate, which is Barrio Rosario and Oscar Gomez, making cigars from you from our street, La Carretera and Oscar Gomez, nosotros. I want to say, Abe, I'm in a great mood tonight because we love you. You allow us to speak to our consumers and people who love our cigars. People try us. we're a bold company, and thank you for always being as bold as us from consumer facing side. It's really incredible what you do. That's my business hat, as opposed to the guy who slept in your house for 1 year, other than which was 6 nights, maybe 12, because I was in Nicaragua for those years.
Yeah.
That was 2002.
So I sent Alex something he's uploading. I have a piece of nostalgia, John. I bet you probably haven't seen this in years. When Alex gets it, he'll upload it. But it's the front.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's the front and back of one of your event invite parties. So can't remember what year. It could have been 2006, 7, maybe 5 even, actually. But you might remember better than me once he gets it up there. So look, man, it's great that we're actually able to sit here 25 years later, have fun, talk about our history, and celebrate good moments, because that's what this community is all about, right? So I've said it before, I said it again. I'm not the cigar geek. I'm not the super techie guy or whatever. What attracted me?
You're a cigar geek.
What attracted me?
That's what I respect you do, because you're a true tobacconist. Don't ever doubt yourself. You are a cigar geek. I want to just to say it. You look at not just great tobacco men and women, at great villages and countries. You really are truly like that dude. Remember Lou Valencio, whatever his name was? He'll go anywhere to get you the best. You remember that? It was great. The commercial was skiing down a mountain. I'll go anywhere to get you the best materials in the world. And you're true to the game, and you're a true tobacconist. And
Thanks,
I think now at Drew Estate more than ever, we're really celebrating our factory. And we're really making conscious effort, having Ben on in terms of discussing tobacco from the way it tastes and smells and blends. Ben worked in a store. Matt worked for the Goldmans way back, close friends of mine. We're all intertangled webs of tobacco guys in different ways. And it's really, you've been a great vehicle for people. Your micro blends, when you did Anarchy, dude, that was a fucking showstopper. Me and Ben and a whole shitload, everybody.
I know. I ordered a box when that thing hit.
When that car was on fire and you were like, I was like, get me 5 boxes. They were like, what? Okay, yeah, what time? JD went, tomorrow. They sent them over. I sent Pete a text message yesterday, Abe. Check this out. And Ben will laugh. I sent Pete Johnson a text message yesterday. Old Man in the Sea. You tell me a better name, a better concept, a better absolutely angelic product. The sea twisted up with a Lancero, some shit, and in a box of just those two together, Old Man in the Sea. When I said to him, that's probably my favorite number one all time, any one SKU release I've ever seen in my life. What a beautiful, that product?
Oh yeah,
Right.
I do. Yeah, it's beautiful. He's done it in a few different blends. I think he just announced a new one. It's a beautiful presentation. It's something so unique. You don't see a lot of culebras anymore. So to see something, especially of his quality, I mean, we all know Pete's quality, Pepin's quality of tobacco. To see them do a cigar like that, it's just they smoke wonderfully.
What a testament to great conceptual and delivery, and Pepin and Pete did such a Abe, I tell you, it's really rewarding to see the confidence at Drew Estate in what we do that allows us to think about our brothers and sisters in Nicaragua creating great cigars and really just lifting the country. It's an amazing privilege to really be part of for 25 years. And when you really reflect back that long ago, people didn't even want to say that the cigars were made in Nicaragua. It was like we were shipping tobacco to Cuba, and they were like, we were shipping tobacco to Dominican Republic. All over, everybody's getting you. Want to make that big, heavy taste? You got a problem if you don't have Nicaraguan tobacco. You're like, fuck. This is the only thing that gives you all that grit, that heaviness that people just want now. So it's been a real privilege, and. I'm out here. I'm in New York, and I'm thinking of you guys are all over the place. Matt Leitner, where are you?
I'm down in Coral Springs, Florida.
And Ben, you're in Chicago?
Outside of Chicago, yeah.
What neighborhood are you in?
So I'm out in North Aurora now.
Where was that old neighborhood I used to come visit you?
You used to come hang out in Bucktown, so I was in Wicker Park, Bucktown. That's where I
Oh,
lived in Chicago.
you were in the heart of it. You were in the heart of it then.
I was. I lived in the Humboldt area, so it was just getting a little gnarly in there, man. It was just too much for me at that point. And you know how we travel at Drew Estate. I was in and out of the city nonstop. Sitting in traffic for 4 extra hours a day was just not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Alex, you're also in up with Abe.
Yep, I'm up with Abe. I'm in Florida, but I'm always South Philly at heart, man. I'm a Philly guy through and through.
Yeah, that's good.
I just happen to live in Florida.
Philly guy. See, nothing good is going to happen if you don't have Philly and involved. It's like, okay, even the best graffiti that was made, a lot of it, people say, started in Philadelphia or Maryland. It's very interesting. Philly is involved. You can't turn around without Philly involved in everything. And Jack, you're in Miami, no? Winwood.
Jack. Yep, there you have it.
Yep.
I got to tell you, Ben, you really were spot on, Ben, with talking about the retrohale on this, because I've been retrohaling this throughout, and I don't think you really can enjoy the cigar to the fullest unless you get that little retrohale in it.
It rounds out that blend because, for me on the palate, you don't really get a lot of spice in that cigar, but as soon as you pass that through your sinuses, you get that bright spice note in there. You get a little just more depth to the cigar. So I assume most people know what the hell I'm talking about when I say retrohaling. What that is, if people don't know, you're not inhaling the cigar, but you're letting it get up through your sinuses, and then you're passing the smoke out through your nose. People don't realize so much of what we taste is actually really what we're smelling. The sense of smell is so tied into what you're tasting. So when you pass that smoke, just a little bit of it through that sinus, you pick up so many more little characteristics.
Wow. Hey, so without getting into the specifics of smoking styles and shit, what I can say to you is that it's really been for me with a lot of the things we've been focusing on is really going back, Abe, to our roots and just really tobacco. So it's been a real joy. And this product with you is something when we produce it for you, it's going to be good. It's going to be right. It's going to be consistent with the last time, which a little tiny bit of change is always going to be there. And that makes it exciting to note that bit of difference of a vineyard in California that's 89 is going to taste different than a 90. Some products you don't want that, especially a product that you're producing every single day, huge quantities of it or medium quantities, production, factory life. This product, you got to really hit it out of the park because you're like, I made it a year ago, 2 years ago. How are you going to make it again taste the same? Like, who's testing you? No one is testing us but us. Only God can judge us. That's it. We're making our product. And this one really, every year won't hit it out of the park. It's impossible. If you make it 50 years, 30 years, some years you won't have the right tobacco. This is a nice blend. You guys got everybody loves it. It's right now. Nice thing. So I'm really happy you're happy, Abe. That's
Absolutely.
really most important. And you're sharing with your people the right shit. That Anarchy was dope too. What was the one after Anarchy?
In the series, it went Anarchy, Padron, My Father.
That night that we released Padron, I was with you.
Yeah, it was at the great. That was the Great Smoke pre-event dinner where everybody got the first 2 cigars, a commemorative pack.
Dude, you telling me?
That was a great time. But I got 2 things. I got 2 surprises. I got a surprise guest that's going to come on and share a story with us.
Nice.
It's Pope related. But I want to share this with John. I was able to dig this up. Pop up.
Oh, that was one of the greatest nights of my life. That was one of the greatest nights of my life.
This was the flyer that was passed out throughout the trade show that year.
That was our flyer at the trade show that year.
That was the canvas that was hanging when they released Ming that year.
Oh my God.
It made it on the front of the flyer. And if you haven't heard the story,
that became our flyer for our 7 Club party.
Yep.
There's never been a cigar party, even people who spend $1 million, because there have been $1 million parties. There has never been a party as good. I put this on record. Babies and 7 were the 2 best cigar parties in the history of cigars across the universe, globally, worldwide. And that one, where you were on our event poster, was the best of fucking all.
I literally was walking around the trade show floor the very next day, and every single soul was coming up to me saying, "That was a great party. Thank you so much." And I'm like, I'm trying to explain. I had nothing to do with it. I was a guest like you, and like literally after like the 3rd or 4th hour, I just started saying, "You're welcome. I hope you had a great time." Yes, it was that nuts that year. That part. It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Now we got a special guest that most of our fans, and I think a lot of the Drew Estate fans will know. It's our very own KMA producer, Paul DeGracco, who has put his children to bed. He's back from Disney World. And he has put his kids to bed, and he has a Pope of Greenwich Village story he wanted to share with everybody here tonight. So welcome, KMA producer Paul DeGracco.
Thank you.
Hey, very best Paul. For
it's awesome to be on here. I'm like starstruck. Ben, Jack, Matt.
I have that effect.
My fellow New Yorker, Jonathan. So a really cool story just quickly is when I first moved to South Florida in, I think it was 2015, because that would correlate, I found a little cigar shop called Smoke Inn in West Palm, and I went in there, and I was not I didn't have the knowledge that the KMA universe has afforded me at this point in my career, but, I knew I'd like cigars, and, there were one or two that I knew about, but when I came in, I saw the Pope of Greenwich Village, and the guy, one of your employees came in, he was really nice, and I was like, what? I just moved from New York. I see Greenwich Village in here already. What is that? That's the movie, right? He goes, he's like, what do you like to smoke? I gave him a couple of sticks that I like to smoke. He's like, you're going to like this. And I was like, I don't like too much spice. I don't like the spice. I like strong, but not super spicy. He goes, this is all right. This is good. So a little known fact is this was the first cigar I purchased and smoked when I was literally in South Florida for maybe a week. I moved not too far from Abe's West Palm store. The first cigar.
And we hadn't met. I'd never met Paul. Paul had nothing to do with us or our organization. And talk about, serendipity, right?
Yeah, I think we had met like maybe a year and a half later when we had a mutual friend that put us in touch. But it was a great cigar. I'm so excited for this release. Obviously I don't have any of them left, so I got to jump on and get some of these.
So what you're saying is that Drew Estate is responsible for your camp, or to blame. I don't know, depending on how you look at it.
We were bound to meet at one point, but this didn't help.
There you have it from KMA producer Paul DeGracco. Thanks for coming on, sharing that story, Paul. I know you have a Bonner wine commercial you have to film, so you're probably busy.
I have a bottle of wine cracked right now. I'm going to sit outside on this hot South Florida evening and smoke a cigar tonight. So thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure, as always, to see all of you.
Great to see you, Paul.
Nice to see you,
Thanks for coming on, Paul.
Take care.
Great story.
He told it to me this afternoon. I'm like, dude, if you could get the kids in bed, you got to hop on and share it, because I never heard that story until today. So
I feel like my whole life has changed. So what? Why are you laughing? I'm serious. What's up?
All right, everybody. We're coming on the closing of the last 15 minutes of this event. So our guys in the back are getting all the guys who placed orders to do this great raffle. Jack, you want to run through the deals one last time?
Yeah. Let's do it. Alex, I'll
I'm
take
ready.
my
I'm ready
time
for
on
you.
this
Come
one.
on.
I'll
No,
take
I
my
got
time.
you.
All right.
I got
So
you. Come on.
if they're still there's probably a few left. If you haven't got your Pope, and we've actually seen some people that have doubled back. They've said, all right, I'm going to buy some more. So at the end of the night, we're going to be raffling away a mega standing ashtray. Every bundle of Pope you buy gets you one ticket into that raffle. Now, if you want to buy more cigars, if you want to buy some Herrera Esteli, we're going to be featuring that tonight. We have the Herrera Esteli package. You get 4 raffle tickets. You get the Herrera Esteli swag pack. You get a Herrera Esteli Toro. You get a BOTL Corona Gorda. And you get a Herrera Esteli ashtray as well. Now, any Drew Estate box you buy, you will also get a Nica Rustica Brujito and a Pappy Van Winkle Barrel Fermented, and that gets you 4 raffle tickets. And then the coup de grace, if you buy 2 boxes of Drew Estate cigars. This is the first Savage Feast event we've ever had, the Liga 10 Anniversario Savage Feast. Any 2 boxes gets you 8 raffle tickets, and you get a coffin box of the Liga 10 Savage Feast, the JD event cigar. So this is not going to be easy to get. So if you want to try this is going to be your best bet right now. So jump on those. And Alex, man, you're the quickest gun in the West. That was like Doc Holliday.
I was ready.
That was like Doc Holliday there. Now, Abe, before we wrap up, I mean, I know that we're on the Smoke In page, so this might not be news to everybody, but what's new at Smoke In? You guys are And I want to say, I'll have a personal plug. We did a freestyle live that was about 2 hours, and we tried to, glam up the production, do it as much as possible. The amount of respect I have for what you guys did with the Great Smoke last year is
Incredible.
through the roof. I the entire time I was like, how the hell did they pull that off? That is the most incredible thing I've ever seen, because when we tried to do it, and we did a great event, but when 8 hours of that quality, amazing. But sorry, that was my wanted to pump you up, and that was one of the most amazing things, because when you actually do it, man, that is so difficult, and the amount of work you have to do for 1 minute of video, multiply that by 60 minutes times 8. Holy cow!
Listen, first off, I will never stop not appreciating anybody who wants to compliment us on the Great Smoke.
Wow,
it was that much of an endeavor. We literally just went way too big. We thought way too big, and then we chased it down to where we caught up to where our vision was. And like I said, I've said it before, had I known what it was going to entail, I would have had a documentary team walk with us the 2 months going into it, because it was that insane. The whole team was pushed to the max. Everybody, our video guys, our web guys, our floor guys, our packing guys, it was pushed to the hilt. And I literally would tell my wife, this is either going to be the most epic thing this industry's ever seen, or it's going to be an utter colossal failure. It's just one Comcast crash away from devastation. I mean, that's the reality when you're doing technical stuff, and it's live. We got no rehearsal, so it really took a lot of preparation, and we were very, very happy and proud with the final product, and it was so well received from everybody around the country that we are very proud to announce that we were actually going to do a new format in 2022 with the last luau, which is going to be a Hawaiian theme. Look at you, my man.
Alex, but
I didn't even tell him to get that ready. Look at that. That's my boy.
I was ready for it.
The last luau in 2022, which is going to bring back the physical event, which can't compare to. We never in the history of this event ever have people gotten rooms already by May. And I already know half a dozen people who've already booked rooms, and another half that's been messaging me. And I said, look, we should have some group rates negotiated by the end of June. So hang in there. But guys are impatient, but we're going to bring it back live. But because the virtual event was so well taken, we received so many emails from consumers who said, look, we love these kind of events, whether it's our event, the Barn Smoker, Rocky Mountain Cigar. We can't get to events like these. We can't take off of work. We can't afford to fly down. So please, in some way, continue to do something like this. So it's going to be a virtual and live event combined. So as if I couldn't tackle enough last year, we're going to take that's this year, not even last year. So it doesn't feel like it, but it's only about 5 months ago. But we're going to take it to the next level again next year, incorporate a virtual style event for those around the country who want to participate and want to feel involved and can't make it down. And we're going to blow it out of the water with our physical event this year and the production and what we got planned. And we're excited. And once again, I'll probably push this team to its limits, but I think we like doing that. So we're looking forward to it.
Was that one of those ones you get over, you're like, never again, and then 4 days later you're like, all right, maybe again, maybe we didn't?
You know what? I probably say that almost every year. Never again.
We all say that.
Listen,
events.
in
I'm not
fairness,
doing that again.
In fairness, we came up with the theme and the concept of 2022 before we were done with 2021. We were in a midnight session here on a Saturday, in the middle of still trying to figure out 2021 and.
We actually, the last luau was the theme for the Hawaiian was supposed to be this year of the digital event. So we had announced it at the end of the Great Smoke in 2020. Next year will be the Hawaiian. I don't think we come up with the name the last luau yet, but we were hashtagging Power of the Poi, Hawaiian Hoedown, whatever. And then we said, well, we should get some art and get this ready because we should let people know by next year. So our team put in again the awesome graphic of the last luau logo that Alex had put up earlier. That's already been being put on paraphernalia and stuff. We're getting ready. There it is, the last luau, the Great Smoke 2022, and we got it out there, and people are receptive. And I have a feeling because of what we did this year with the virtual event and how many people, who had been pent up and weren't able to participate in stuff, got to experience this. I think this upcoming year will be the biggest year by far, not even slightly.
When is it?
It's February 26th. Put it on.
We're all going.
There
Everybody
you
should be
go.
going. No, because as long as it wasn't on top of a barn smoker, we're good. That's it.
February 26th.
Boom. We should all go. We should have a huge Jewish. Where is it?
It's at the South Florida Fairgrounds again.
Okay. I was with you the first year you did the shit every year.
Every year. I mean, Jonathan and Marvin were there. I got some old pictures of John and from day one. But you know that was great. We've done so many things. We forgot about the stuff we've done. Do you remember when we took the billboard ad at the Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, billboard Yankee Stadium.
We had the La Vieja Habana ad, and we were going through pallets of La Vieja Habana with that promotion that we ran for that.
Oh, that was a legal time? We used to go to the hotels and put up the thing with the red lights that says, all right, hello, welcome to the thing. It's in red and it goes away. It's electronic. We would bring them all to the hotels and put them up everywhere, and they wouldn't know we put them up. We had the whole place cased, the entire hotel that the RTDA was in. Everywhere you went, put 100 of those everywhere. It was crazy. It was a great time.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and
we had Yankee Stadium for real, or we rigged it.
The what do you call it? Spring training down here. You had a big right against the outfield wall. You had a big La Vieja Habana ad that was there for I think 2 seasons. 2 seasons.
I didn't even know about that.
Yep.
That's
we did a lot of stuff. We forgot about it. 25 years is a lot, man. We reminisce. We try
you
to think
remember
of
the racing team?
The bike team, yeah. You guys bought
bike team.
Well, you guys bought down 2 bikes, a Yankee bike and a Mountain Dew bike to our store. And we did an event there one time.
No, do you remember the acid biking team? On acid motorcycles, we had 2 riders.
That's right.
And then the second year, we went from having the acid racing motorcycle team to we took the whole league. So it became the Acid Racing League, 8 teams competing throughout the year. And we did that shit. We had no fucking money. Tom Sullivan, Marvin's Pit, everybody was just losing money, and the motorcycle guys are racing. And we're like, yeah, we fucking did some shit. No one, a fucking racing league, Abe. We didn't have, our lights were being turned off. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. We had a racing fucking team. It was unbelievable.
No, that's great. And I'm looking forward to doing a big and epic event when we do our 25th anniversary later at the end of this year. I really am excited about it, and that's going to be another monumental thing. So 2021 is looking good. After last year, it'd be hard to look bad. So it's looking good.
February, right? That's when you said it's going to be.
The Great Smoke will be February 26th.
Okay.
Put it on the calendar.
The contracts have been signed. It's official. They're locked in because with the fairgrounds, sometimes they won't commit to a date this early, but we got it done. They're signed. We are in February 26th. We have the building where the virtual studio is going to be done. They'll be simulcast during the event with floor correspondence. We're pumped out about this. We're very excited about how this is going to work out.
Real quick, John, is this it?
My God.
Yeah, that's Dale. That's Dale. Dale was the guy who was the head rider. And put that up one more time. I haven't seen that in 20 years. That's the Acid Motorcycle Racing Team right there.
Look at that.
67. That's a powerful number. It's not as strong as Master Builder number 22, but it's a great number, 67. And we did great.
Did they win?
Yeah, we won everything. We own the fucking league. How do you not win if there's the hat?
Oh, I remember those
hats. How do you not fucking win if you own the league? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I've got that hat somewhere.
I'll give anything for that hat right there. That was an incredible hat.
We should start back up the league.
All right, I'll be a racer.
I remember those hats.
Those hats were later. Those were like 7 to 10 years later, but they were fresh hats because they were dope. They just had the yellow. Put that hat back up. Who's your guy doing all this shit?
Alex is out of his mind.
Alex, don't fuck around. Yo, that hat, when Joey did that, he was cracking up. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, it's a trucker hat. It's dope. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And you put it on, and it looks just so dope. It's got a nice front fold to it. I'll tell you, there's people out there. We were talking about it today. Abe, They got Drew Estate shit. Our soft touch cutters, or whatever that shit's called. What do they call them? Those cutters with the
Perfect cuts.
perfect cuts. They call them another backstop cutters.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people with 60, Liga Blue, Liga Black, Liga Brown, Corona, all sorts of shit that we've done. And there's some cool swag stuff they're doing now. You guys have those things for tonight, the swag stuff that goes with the
The
Pope
Herrera
Against the-
kits.
Still
Look at that.
Herrera?
Yes, sir.
Yo. Right.
There
nice.
you go.
Those are really nice. Everybody liked
They are
that
nice.
shit, the Herrera.
Gorgeous.
Everybody.
Some of the best stuff in the industry.
You saw the dartboard we did with him?
No.
I did.
Oh, yeah. You guys had one.
We do.
You guys had one.
You had one. You're so big you don't even know that you had a Herrera fucking dartboard. It could change your life, dude.
Yeah, I think's nice.
It's
You
awesome.
guys did him wrong. You did him dirty. No one gave him his Herrera dartboard. Bring it home.
They don't show me shit anymore, man. They glom that stuff or they give it away. I think that dartboard was going to be a TGS thing. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I didn't see. But Drew Estate.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a
historically-
TGS thing.
Yeah, Drew Estate.
It was so
is-
nice.
Yeah, it was so nice. Drew Estate historically has always made some of the coolest stuff, whether it be bikes, whether it be longboards, whether it be, just from day one.
Listen, man, my Liga Privada bag, that travel bag, that is my official go to the Russian bathhouse bag with my Liga Privada. Seriously, that's
It
my,
is.
Yo, you know what they call that bag? Not us. In the streets, they say it's Drewy Vuitton.
the Louis Vuitton bag. Bro,
Drewy Vuitton.
Listen, Saturday I'm heading to the
Emphasis
Russian bathhouse. That's my
Vuitton.
bag.
We got a new one coming out. We're just about to drop the black Liga
You
10
saw the
bag.
cherry red? Did you
I
guys
saw it
ever
as
see
the
the
red. Is that
cherry
the
reds?
I
the
did
Drewy
see that.
Vuittons?
I saw that. What was that? An H99?
Yeah, that was the H99.
Yeah, that thing's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, not a joke. In South Korea today, they banned skinny jeans.
Finally.
You know, hats off to them.
Not even
Yeah,
a joke.
right? Right?
Yeah, read it on Instagram.
I was just
Our-
busting one of our guys who was wearing them today on the floor.
In North Korea, they banned them because we were in a meeting today with the exec team, also with the head tobacco people.
That's funny. Kevin
Was a great
Shahan. I
meeting.
call it Drucci. A Drucci. I call it Drucci. That's
Yo, our
funny.
swag is so dope. As a matter of fact, special shout out to Frank Marino.
Is that a
Yeah.
Boba Fett? Is that
That's
a
a Boba Fett. That's a Futura Boba Fett. I had two hats for tonight. I had the Boba, which Frank Marino gave me, and I had this one here,
Nice.
the Swisher.
Oh, there
I
you
was
go.
just, these are. I'm out here in Sag Harbor in the Hamptons, and these are appropriate hats for out here.
Of course.
Yeah, and look, I have to say thank you. That's where I want to start off, just to enjoying these times together. Me and Big Abe, Honest Abe. You remember our man, our beloved, who we both miss greatly, Sal Fontana.
Yep.
That when I see you, in a way, Sal Fontana, I know he lives through me, but I see him live through you, smoking on his little fucking Panther or some bullshit. What do you smoke?
He smoked something that Lou would send him.
I'm not calling Panther bullshit. I love
No.
it. I think it's a great product, actually.
He carried it around in a Baccarat tin, but it wasn't Baccarat. It was something he got like in bulk from Lou in a 50 count. But he smoked those little cigars. He could have 6 of them lit in one visit in
Yeah,
different
they were
spots.
like a little guy, like a
little
like
cigarillo.
a little cigarillo, naturally, like a very nice cigar.
And I literally just quoted him yesterday. I quote Sal at least once a week in some story, some form, or some fashion.
So his genesis goes back to the early days of Camacho.
Carib.
Camacho and Carib.
Carib imported cigars.
Carib imported cigars. Remember the address in Miami?
I don't know the address, but I know the building. I just drove
On
by
that
it.
corner.
I just drove by it. It's something else now. It doesn't even look the same. They tore the building down and rebuilt it.
Yeah.
But I just drove by that corner about a month ago.
Yeah, he used to sit there. He had little black ass teeth, look like raisins. He'd smoke. It's like he was pulling on a blunt or something. And he was just so wise. And he had worked with Christian Aroa's dad for 30 years or 50 years. And Abe and I were infatuated with this guy. We were like, this guy's the best, right, Abe? He was unbelievable.
He was my hero.
Yeah, unbelievable. So shout out to him because there's a lot of him in you. It's great to see that with your mentor.
Yeah. I love it. In fact, I'm going to talk to you, John, probably this week or next week about a project I'm working on. And Sal's one of the guys that's going to be like, he'll be tributed in this project. And I think you're going to love it. So I'm going to talk to you hopefully later this week, early next week. But it is that time. It is 8:30. I don't know where we're at, Alex, if we've cut off the raffle entries, how much time we need, but we are going. You're ready to go. Okay, these guys are fast, man. They don't.
Alex is on the ball. He's the quickest gun in the West.
I'm ready.
He is the production guy. So it's 8:30. We got raffles based on your purchases. We're going to give away this beautiful mega standing ashtray from Drew Estate to a lucky recipient right now. He'll draw it up, and we're going to see who wins.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
Who's picking?
Drum roll.
It's
the wheel's picking.
The wheel. It's a randomizer.
It's probably rigged.
Don't say that.
Listen,
Don't say that.
you're going to see it live. There's no way to rig this. Can you
Oh
see
my goodness!
Probably rigged.
Look at this.
Let me know when we're ready to
Fucking
spin.
riggers.
No, go ahead, spin that puppy. Let's see who
Spin
wins.
that wheel.
Here we
Let's
go.
see if here we go.
Oh, you can even hear the sound of the wheel.
Yeah,
This is-
winner.
This is something else.
There's so many entries.
No, Tom.
Tom.
I saw Tom in the comments earlier.
Oh, that's good.
Congratulations.
That's going to be a
Congrats,
huge
Tom.
shipping. That's going to be a huge shipping expense.
Oh yeah, this is totally random. I got 1 million names in here. We had well over 500 entries.
Nice.
Wow.
Amazing.
Where's Tom? Hawaii or something?
Alaska.
Alaska. That's exactly how this would go.
I hope we did well tonight because that's going to be a big ship.
Hey, buy some more cigars, you guys, because we got to ship this.
Holy-
I think I remember we had to ship a mega stand to Hawaii, and what a
Yeah,
pain
that's
in the
usually
neck that was.
that happens. Congratulations, Tom. Can you come pick it up in person and maybe fly Southwest or something?
Tom will be here in October. Listen, we're just
Hey,
gonna
listen to
be
me.
here for you.
Tom's going to be Tom. They're coming down. Listen, I got to share this story because it's an amazing story. It's a
It
great
is.
couple, and it's a testament to how my team runs the business. You know, in the vision that we have. So Tom and Michelle Pauser found our company during COVID and placed one order with us. And we're so enamored with the service and the handwritten letters that they started placing more orders with us. And then I would see them post a lot in social media, and we would start to interact. And we became friends during COVID just through social media. And they always had these beautiful posts. So they had a vacation planned here last year that toward the end of the year, they had already had planned. They were going to be in New Orleans for like 12 days, I think it was. They figured that 12 days, and they would be the closest to Boynton Beach may ever be again. So they literally left their hotel, didn't check out of it, drove to Boynton Beach. We hung out with them all day Friday. We went out to dinner all day Saturday. They drove back Sunday to New Orleans to finish their vacation and then drove home. That's how dedicated they were to coming to Smoke Inn and visiting us here in Boynton Beach and meeting the team. And they were so enamored that Tom, the guy who just won the ashtray, his 50th birthday is this October. They had planned to go to Iceland for his 50th birthday. And because of that trip, they've canceled it and they're coming back here to Boynton Beach, and we're throwing a big party for these guys. So it might be cheaper for you to send it back with them on the airline than it might be to ship it. But
if anybody hasn't seen these ashtrays, I just pulled up a pic of a bunch of them.
Look at them.
These are
Gorgeous.
heavy duty.
Heavy duty. So, yes, congratulations, Tom. We love you and Michelle. You guys are both the best. And we look forward to seeing you guys in October. That being said, my brother JD, always an honor, always a pleasure, my friend. It's, as you get older, your memories and your history means more and more to you, I guess. It does for me the older I get. And we think about, the past. It always has the sentiment weighs more as years go by. So, thanks for being part of my life, my company, our family here. And thanks to everybody at Drew Estate for helping us bring this cigar back. Ben, appreciate you coming on, sharing
Thanks,
your
Dave.
awesome review of how the cigar went. Alex, excellent production job, as
Thank you,
always.
sir.
Jack, spot on with the commentary and the sales.
I didn't
deals.
screw anything up, so boom.
Perfect. Outside of Comcast, this was a perfect day. It was a perfect event. So,
We're
and
still friends.
always Matt Leitner, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And you guys want to say any last words? Please go ahead.
Just
No,
thank
just
you,
much
Smoking,
love.
for being a great partner. That's all I want to say. Is thank you guys for all you do for us. We appreciate it. And Abe, Alex, you guys were awesome, and always a pleasure to be a part of this. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Alex, thanks a lot for keeping it flowing and coming back. A lot of people would have just said, "Oh, we did enough, whatever." But we love you guys and everything you stand for. So keep doing great, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Much love.
Thank you, man.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.
Amazing.
Keep it lit.